I've been doing pretty much nothing lately, as we've talked about previously with my lack of things to do in this town, because there's nothing to do in this town. So I geocache a lot and stuff like that. I found 2 geocaches, maybe 3 today. I think only 2. Probably only 2, because I think one of them is this one that I didn't find the first time, and I also didn't find the second time. So, mostly because there are a lot of people around, and also because it's in Swedish and I have no idea what it says. And Google Translate doesn't help a lot. So, yeah. But I've done a lot of, nothing today. I paid my rent and I bought note cards, which are really expensive here for some reason that I don't understand. And it doesn't look like people use them all the time to make notes and stuff, so not really sure. But I bought them because I need them. And, what else? Walked around, studied, Saturday afternoon type things. And so I don't have necessarily any book suggestions for you at the moment. I'm currently reading the Series of Unfortunate Events books because I never got to read them when I was younger. My brother read all of them, and I never got to read all of them, and I was really disappointed. So I'm really hoping that I will make it through them because they're good. And I'm on the 6th one now. But they're really quick because they're 60 pages long or something. 70 pages long. And so you just read them and you're just oh, I'm done. But they're really unfortunate. I mean, I know they're called Series of Unfortunate Events, but they're really unfortunate events. People die. And big words are used, and it's fun. And I really like it. So I think you would probably read those. And I think you've already read the Uglies Pretty Special series. I'm particularly fond of them because of the, just the environment that the author creates. It's just so, the technology is really neat, and the thought behind it is really nice. So, yeah. And let's see what else. You hated Catcher in the Rye, so don't read that again, because you won't. Oh, I was going to try to read Will Grayson in Swedish, but I can't read Swedish. So anyways, I'm trying to learn Swedish by reading children's books, which helps a little bit. I'm learning the basics, the numbers, and the hard part is I don't have anyone to read them to me. I don't have a Swedish grandmotherly figure reading me these children's books, so I don't have the pronunciation. That's the hard part, because I can learn words. I can just sit there and read them all day long, but I'm going to pronounce them, and I'm going to butcher them, and people are going to laugh at me, and it's going to be, laughable. So, that. I thought of doing some volunteer work, actually. That was one of the things that I was going to try to fill my time with, but it's really hard for me to find things around here. It took forever to find, gyms, or, God forbid I'm trying to find a yoga class. I have to go to the gym and physically speak to someone because I can't read websites that are written in Swedish, and they're all in Swedish. So trying to find volunteering, I would have to probably translate the word volunteering into Swedish, then I'd have to look up a website, and then I'd have to use Google to translate the website. But for some reason, Google only selectively translates websites. So it's I like this one, I'll translate this one. But then the next one, it's nope, you're on your own. So then I have to copy and paste into Google Translate, which is tedious. And you were talking about how it's 95 degrees outside, and I'm really jealous because it's in the 50s here. In the middle of the day, it's 54, which is cold. Degrees Fahrenheit, for anyone who's no, it's not. It is. It's 54 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 12 degrees Celsius or something, or I don't know. What is that? There's a thing over there that says, but I can't see it from here. So, Yeah, walking lots is kind of awesome. And I understand what you mean about, like, walking from one place to another, and you're like, oh, it's not very long. Because the walk between my apartment and campus pretty much just doesn't feel like anything anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, it's like a block away, right? No, it's like a 20-minute walk. But it feels like it's a block away because I've done it so many times. So hopefully I won't be late to class because I'm like, oh, it's only a block away. Yeah. And the leaves here are changing already, so I hope that it finally gets to be fall for you there in Tallahassee. And I think it will, because when I lived in Jacksonville, like, the leaves change. It gets in the 50s there in the winter, when it gets really winter. So you might enjoy it. But yeah, the leaves are changing here, and I notice it a lot because it's really, really pretty. And the leaves are falling, and then you walk and you go and you just crunch on them, and it's really fun. So fall, it's kind of excellent. And I think you forgot, but I don't actually like pumpkin. So I don't drink pumpkin beer. So I'll just have to, like, find eggnog or something delicious and pretend like I like, I don't know, something. They don't have a lot of school-wide events here. There's not a lot of, like, there's not a lot of, like, big activities or things going on campus. The campus is kind of small, but, like, it's not much. I mean, if there are, they're all in Swedish, and I don't know how to find them because everything is, yeah, I really gotta learn Swedish, like, fast, is pretty much what I'm getting at. We did have a lot of activities in the first 2 weeks, but after that, it's just like, everyone's off doing their own thing. So, but you were saying that there's, like, a market on campus, and there is at UCF. UCF does have this, not necessarily a market. I know, like, one day of the week they have kind of, like, market stuff. There's, like, jewelry stands and, like, clothing places and stuff. A couple of those that kind of show up on campus, like, one day of the week or something. But other days of the week, all the clubs are out there most days, just kind of sitting, and you can volunteer if you're in a club to go sit out there at the booth and be like, hey, what's up? So it's actually really fun, and I kind of miss UCF, even though it's huge, and yeah, it's huge. So, we do have International Day, which is like one big day where all the people from other places kind of show up, and you set up like a booth and bring things from your university and stuff. And you're like, this is where I'm from, and these are the things we have. If you're from somewhere cool that has, like a cultural food, you can bring that. But the U.S. doesn't really have like a cultural food. I could bring like cheeseburgers or something. I'm not really sure that's like our food. I think, yeah. We don't really have like oh yes, they eat a lot of this with this spice. No, we eat a lot of like wherever your family's from, that's what you eat. Because the U.S. is this huge melting pot of fantastic people that are from everywhere. So it's really kind of just like the U.S. is just a bunch of pieces of other places, kind of. But it's all mixed up, so it's fun. It's kind of like how when you build, like when you build sand art, and you put, like, one color and then another color and another color and another color, but you, like, knock it over or something, and you move it around, it gets in your bag, and by the time you give it to your mom, it's, like, swirly rainbows of color everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of like the U.S. The U.S. is sand art. Events. So since there weren't a lot of events, I've been working on planning them. So there's a group of people that hang out because we're all in the same, like, initial group, because we're all international students, and we all had a fika last Sunday that was arranged by one of the fathers. The fathers are, like, the leaders of our, like, groups from, like, the first 2 weeks and stuff. So we had, like, a fika, and at the fika I was like, man, do you guys have any, like, bonfires or anything around here? Because it's gonna get cold, and, it'd be really fun. They were like, no, I don't really know about anything like that. And I was like, well, do you have anywhere we could, like, I don't know, have one? And they were like, maybe, I don't know. And this other girl was like, I really like fire. And then, yeah, so then she was like, well, maybe the beach or this other park. And I was like, yeah, I think the beach would be good. But then like the park, so then we talked about it. And then there were people, and she made a Facebook event. And now there's a bonfire this Sunday after we're having a follow-up fika because, fika is awesome. Coffee, why not? And then immediately after that, we're going to the beach to have a bonfire because that's awesome. So that is one thing, and I'm really excited about it. And I really miss volleyball. I don't think we have, like, a volleyball court or anything here that I've seen. There might be one, like, in Health Park or something like that I should really check out. So, we'll see. I'm glad you had fun at your volleyball event, and it sounds really legit. Like better even, I mean, I know we tried to have, that kind of setup, like with the whole game and everything, but, like, it's really difficult when everyone's just kind of, like, idling on the sidelines. You have to kind of keep people entertained somehow. Yeah, the fighting mongooses, it's kind of really excellent. I was reading an article on Thought Catalog that was listing, like, indie band names that you could get out of Apple brands. So, like the food apples. Like, like Granny Smith is, like, a would-be indie band. So, you should go find them, because it was a really good list. And maybe I'll just find them and I'll share it with you. And now I really want red velvet cupcakes, because you're talking about cupcakes, so I'm gonna have to go find some now. And, like, gonna be one of my quests this week, because I have so many things to do that I'm never gonna be able to find time. So, And it's getting really cold outside really soon, so I think that's probably why we don't have a lot of like outdoor events and things. But I'm really hoping to go on some of the hiking trails that are just yonder in, like, another town area, because there's, like, a lot of them there, and there's a bunch of, like, I guess ruins and stuff dating back all the way to, like, the Ice Age. So I think it'd be really fun to go. So me and my friends are planning on kind of making a trip there at some point. And public transportation is not sketchy here the way it is back home. You're like, oh, public transportation, And then you get here and you're like, oh, public transportation, yeah. It's pleasant and it takes you places and doesn't cost that much. Like, it costs, like, just a ride around town to somewhere else is, like, 25 Swedish crowns, which is, divide by 6.5, yeah, something like $4 or something. So, and yeah, that's all I have today. And I'm gonna go stress out now because I accidentally bought a plane ticket that has a layover, it has a airport change in the middle of it in London. It's a 4-hour layover, and then I go from London City Airport to Heathrow Airport, and then I fly to Chicago and then home. So I don't know that I'm willing to do that, so I'm going to try to find a different flight, and we'll see what happens. But I really want to be home in time for Christmas, so we'll see. And then maybe I can visit you, because I'll be in Jacksonville, which is like 2.5 hours away from you. Yay! But, it'd be nice. Holidays are good. And yeah, so that's about it. And I hope you have a fantastic day, and enjoy the football game. Bye!